All right, there we are. Wait for people to start dropping in. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. You still here, Ron? If you are, how are you doing this afternoon? Two bells on the clunker. Zero people in the room. I guess we'll just wait for them to drop in. Zero people watching. Make sure you guys are tinkling that bell when you come in or hitting that like. I'll just sit here to eat my popsicle. Two people popped in and said hello. Oh, now it says we have some folks in here. Two. Michael and Ron, I guess, or Michael and myself. Hi. I was hoping my hat came before I got to go live today. I ordered a baseball cap with my logo on the front. I wanted to wear it for the show. Maybe it'll come before it's over. Hey, Prep Port, how you doing? Good to see you. How are you doing this afternoon? Just hanging out. I think today when we spin the wheel, we'll give away one of the baseball caps. I found a company that would make them. Have my logo right on the front. Give one away today. How's the weather? Where everybody's at? Says we got 3 people in here. How many likes do we have? I better look and see. Yes. 4 watching, 2 likes. You guys need to hit that thumbs up. I just get these popsicles done before they melt. Hot in South Ontario. Ron must have popped out. I was watching one of his videos this morning. '85 in Oklahoma. Let's see. It's warm here too. It's moderately warm here. It's only 70. But that's warm, if you don't have a wind or anything. That can be kind of warm. Blue, 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 blue. Welcome. How are you doing? 10 degrees cooler than it has been. I'm about ready for summer to start kicking in. Got all my air conditioners in, so I'm ready for it to start warming up. You're barbecuing? Is that what you said, Ron? That sounds fun. Welcome back. What you barbecuing? 90 there. Well, that is perfect barbecuing weather. What are we barbecuing? Hamburgers or something much better than that? Chicken and burgers. Oh, yeah. Barbecue chicken. Yes, indeed. That sounds delicious. Must have a family gathering, eh? I was kind of hoping that those girls that got those T-shirts would be showing them off to you guys. But I see today on my mail that Virginia just got her T-shirt today. So, but I know the other lady, the Lucy Lee, I believe her name is. She's had hers for over a week. Oh, just you and the dogs? Hey, that works too. Many a time I've done that. Burgers for the dogs and chicken for you. There you go. I liked it. I watched that. I watched your premiere, and then I turned around and watched the one after that. Super. Both of them I thought were pretty good. I still got to try to get you on one of my shows. I wanted to look up your email, and it wasn't in your about section. Yeah, I need a haircut too. Mine is just way too long. Yeah, you can tell. I haven't had a haircut for a long time. It's like way past my shoulders in the back. Yeah, I was gonna send you just a regular email so I can kind of tell you what it was gonna be about and stuff, Ron. That way you're not going into it blind, you know. Gotcha. I'm writing that down right as we speak. Handy dandy pen. That Hotmail, that's where I went wrong right there. We'll write it down. I made it, tried to send it to Gmail. It came bouncing back. I'll write down Hotmail, that way I'll know. Oh, I know that, Ron, but I wanted to kind of let you know what was going on. That's how I like to try to do things. I know that when I go on a show and they ask me a question, I have to sit there and go, uh, um, uh, I don't know. Let me think about that. I don't care for that kind of crap. Hey, Sue, how you doing? You're on lunch? Must be busy there right about this time of year, huh? Glad you came in for a bit, though. What are we doing, pears or apples? Cherries. Oh, okay. They still got you guys doing distancing and stuff there. I saw that Fauci guy on TV. I think it was yesterday morning or maybe it was this morning. I can't remember. But he was saying, watch out for the second wave. I live in a pretty safe part of the world, I think. I should knock on wood because about the time I think I'm safe, it'll probably sneak up on me. They just opened things up a little bit more here. I'm going to go down and see if I can get my hair cut. I think they opened up the barber shops and hair salons. Oh, we have to wear a mask here, or so they say. I wear a mask everywhere I go because of my respiratory condition, but a lot of people don't wear them here anymore. But they tell you if you watch the local news and whatnot, they tell you should be wearing it when you go out. Every time I go to my doctor, they run that temperature thing across my forehead. You can't even go to the hospital here unless you call first and ask them if it's okay to come in. I mean, they quiz you on the telephone and then they tell you whether you should come in or not. Oh, they still have all that stuff going for you, huh, Sue? Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. I mean, I understand we should be safe, though. I kind of feel good about it. Anybody that's still making you guys do that, they care enough about your health. There's a lot of companies out there that are not even caring about that. Doesn't take that much longer out of your day just to quickly get checked out. Like when I go to my doctor's office, uh, my son or my significant other can take me as far as the front door, but they can't go any farther than that. They escort me from that point on, and then for the hospital, you have to call ahead. And if they think that you are bad enough to come in, then they tell you to call an ambulance. An ambulance brings you in. Other than that, you can't just feel bad enough to go to the ER or something. If you go to the ER, they'll just look at you through the windows and wave and tell you, go like this, you know. Yeah, I hear you, Sue. Ron, sorry. The only way you get in is if you call ahead of time and they give you like a quick rundown of questions. And if it sounds to them like you're bad enough to come in, then they will send an ambulance for you. You can't just go up and knock on the door, they won't let you in. If you call nine, if I think it's if you call 911 and an ambulance comes to your place, they do the screening of you, and if they think you need to go to the hospital, then they take you in the ambulance to the hospital. If you don't call 911 and you just call the hospital, they kind of check you out over the phone, and if you're not bad enough, they just give you advice of what to do at home and tell you not to bother coming. Tibor, hey, how you doing, my buddy? Good to see you. It sounded like a big runaround. You think you need to go to the hospital, but they don't want you there. It's like I don't know about you guys. I go to a pain clinic because of all the pills I take. I have to go to this pain clinic to get stuff for my bulge disc. So instead of going in there and talking to the doctor and telling him uh, where it hurts today and how bad is the pain and all that stuff, they put me on this video conferencing call. And they call me up, and it's like you and I talking right here on the screen. It's a video, and we talk about everything, and then they decide if I need to take a pain medicine or change the pain medicine or not take the pain medicine. And that's how it is. I'm just wondering how they charge me for that because I'm not physically going in and seeing anybody for it. All I'm doing is talking to them like I'm talking to you guys here online. And why should they charge me the uh, $80 or $50 or whatever it is that they charge me when I go in to see them? You know, I'm thinking that somehow I'm getting ripped off. You know. Yeah, I'm doing good, Tibor. Good to see you. I'm glad you came by. Yeah, that's the way I feel about it, Sue. And that's what I asked them. Last time I had to go into the hospital, I had to take the ambulance. Then when I got out and came home, I got a bill from that ambulance, you know, and I called them up and I said, "Why are you billing me? I didn't call you guys to use you." You know, you guys just came and took me because the hospital said, but now you're billing me for the ride. It was unreal. They're trying to get money out of me. Oh, you guys are getting storms? Oh man, we've been having storms too. It's been crazy, I'm telling you. We're having really bad, crazy weather. I mean, everywhere. I mean, we've had just a crazy time of year. You know, this year has been super crazy. I mean, like right now, they're having really bad storms down in the Gulf of Mexico. You know, and the storms usually that stay in the Gulf and just kind of churn around down there. They just now they're starting to turn and go up north into the United States. It's just been crazy. Been crazy there too, Sue. That's pretty unusual for where you live. Usually it's starting to get really warm there by now. 91 and then rain. Yeah, that's crazy stuff. I'm telling you. It's like here the other day. It was just a really nice, beautiful day. It was like in the 80s, and then I don't know. It was probably about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. All of a sudden, I looked out the window, and it was just getting totally grayish black out there. And about a half hour later, the wind was blowing like a shoot 40, 50 miles an hour. And the power went out and the wind kept blowing. And then next thing we knew, it was like thunder and lightning. John's life, hey, good to see you. How you doing today? Yeah, it started blowing so hard that the darn lights went out. I went to call the power company because I had this little uh, thing on my power meter saying I'm special ed because of my thing here. So I call them up and they say, "Oh yeah, we've got you on the list to fire you up first, but it's a really bad storm that goes all the way across the state." They said I had to go get all my bottles out so I could breathe. Hey, Howie, how are you doing? Oh, I forgot to put the thing up. I get to talking and I forget to put the link up. You guys come up and talk with me. How are you today, Howie? It's good to see you. We're talking about all the crazy storms and stuff. Gray, hey, how are you doing? I'm glad you came by. Yeah, I don't know what it is with the weather. You know, I read somewhere, I can't remember where, that the government knows how to control the weather, that they can create storms and whatnot. Kind of wonder sometimes whether they don't do that or not, you know. Say, hey, these states have been acting up. Let's give them a little something to think about. Wham! Push a big old storm off on them. You just never know, you know. Now I read an article the other day that we have one ice breaking ship, you know, that cruises around up in the Antarctic and stuff, you know, takes readings and whatnot, and does some investigations and whatnot. Well, now, because we have one ship up there, they're saying that Russia has something like 4 or 5 ships that are what they call icebreaker ships. And all they do is cruise around, break the ice up so that they can uh, investigate certain parts of Antarctica or the North Pole, up there where the ice gets really thick and the icebergs roll around and stuff. So now I read an article that says that the United States is going to build 3 or 4 more icebreaker ships so that they can be have just as many ships as Russia, and they can be up there breaking the ice up together so that we can find out stuff quicker than what Russia can. I don't get it. There can't be that much up there to investigate. Yeah, that would make sense, Tibor. Making sure that they're going to get the goodies for the next guy. That would be the only thing that they're doing it for. But those seas are so darn deep up there. I understand there's underground caverns and stuff that uh, hold a lot of ancient ancient stuff like animals and stuff like that. There's no like treasure or anything, but it's like ancient animals history. You know, you think there's gold up there? I'm telling you, you'd have to go awful deep to find it. Those oceans are really deep there. That's right, Hallie. We do need to pay attention to what we have. That's why I don't think we need any more icebreaker ships. I mean, I understood, I've read so many articles. Russia has a base up there somewhere. They are building an army up there. You know, we don't own the earth. We are just like caretakers of it. Falling out of my chair. Chemtrails. Chemtrails from what? The ships? Yeah, there's caverns and all kinds of stuff up in the North Pole, Antarctica. Some of them are just there from ice and stuff forming over the top of them and creating them. And then there's some that are man made. That's a good one, Tibor. Parasites. We're parasites. Actually, that makes kind of sense because parasites actually eat all the stuff up, you know. Lots of taking, not much care. Exactly. I better pay attention to what I'm supposed to be doing here. Get a few more folks in here. I was telling the guys at the beginning, first people that were in here, that I was supposed to be wearing a ball cap today. That I have a company that made a cap, a ball cap for me with a logo on the front of it. And I was hoping to get it today. And my phone said it was going to be here today, but it did not come. So it won't matter that when we have the drawing at the end, I'm just going to give out a ball cap today instead of a T-shirt because I want to make sure that I get this company to what do they call it? Keep that logo in the file so that I don't lose. I can't remember how they put it, but if you don't use them once in a while, then they throw your file away. So I got to make mine, make another one, maybe make a few more, and let them see that I'm interested in having caps made so they don't throw it out. World War III's coming soon. What makes you think that? Oh, your buddy says war's coming. I don't know. We could be being reconditioned for a war if you actually pay attention a little bit to the news. I don't try to pay too much attention to it, but if you watch the stock market going up and down, they're telling us that we are in a recession. And between the recession and stuff, that could lean right into a war because Saudi Arabia is wanting to control the price of the oil, and Trump is not letting them do that. Whoops. What's the CV? Oh, okay, I know. You're talking about the red drag. So what he thinks we're being conditioned. I don't know where the battle lines would be drawn. We got uh, us, the United States, Russia, China, and then Iran. Japan ought to come in there too. Too bad we don't have Uncle Al in here today. He'd be telling us everything. Hey, Peanuts Preppers, how the heck are you today? I already got way more than 6 months. You should know me. Why don't you just grab that door and link and get up here, Howie? I'll put you another one up there. An advisor, huh? Here we go. There's my advisor. He just stepped in.
Sorry about that.
Sound like you got a house full.
Well, my daughter's bringing the prawns, and my family are here, but I'd rather talk to you guys. But her one of her family members has passed. He's got cancer, so I'm out here. I said my prayers for the guy. That was it, right?
Yep. That's probably why Uncle Al's not here. He said one of his friends passed away too.
Yeah, that's sad. Sad when good guys die, eh? But to talk about there's intuition, and then there's intelligence.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, my buddy has never been wrong. Okay, and he was in military intelligence for most of his life, and I brought him to Canada. Okay. And he tells me that we're being conditioned for a major, war. That's just what he says. And he's got the credentials to back it up. So I've known for a while. That's why I said before there, one time to you, I said, you better dig your foxhole in your trench and build your bunker, buddy. And you're like, what are you talking about, Howie? That was before this, bit of the crisis in the U.S. right now.
Yeah.
But he knew the spark was there. He had intuition, and that's why I said that night on your live stream. And you're like, "What? What are you talking about?" The guy's never wrong, and that's what he did. He's got a degree in psychology, and he's got 20 years intelligence in the United States military, and he says there's war coming. So
yeah.
Y'all better get your food and water in order and make sure you got your iodine tablets. That's what he told me. Yeah.
Well, I've always been packing enough food. I've got more than 6 months. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I don't really push my significant other to do stuff because she's hard-headed. But it was about 2 months ago. She said, in case you noticed, she says, I'm starting to put more stuff into the cupboards. And I says, yeah, I noticed they're getting kind of full. She goes, I don't listen to you much, but she says, I'm scared, so I'm putting more food up. And I said, well, that's what that closet is downstairs that got the lock on it.
You're smart to have someone like a smart cookie for a wife like that. But yeah, well, what can you do about what's coming our way? Stock up, be prepared, and try to survive and take the high ground.
Yep.
If I had to give advice to anybody, head to the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, I live in a pretty desolate spot, so if it gets bad here, I'm just getting my skis on. I'm skiing over to the Canadian coast where there's a friend of mine has a bunker over there.
Yep. Once you're in the bunker, you can't get out, eh?
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm not that. I'm pretty older now, so I'm not about to run. And if someone comes calling, well, I'm sorry, you came to the wrong place, pal. I'm old. I enjoyed my life. I got nothing to lose.
Yep.
But this is my country, and that's just the way it is. And anybody that attacked the United States, I would be right there. I mean, that's just the way it is. Yep.
Well, we're kind of joined together at the hip.
Well, my father went to Korea, and
Yeah.
the Americans were having a hard time. You got 200,000 Chinese chasing you. You're gonna have a hard time. So when Dad got there, he told me, he says he didn't know what was going on. He came in Busan, but then he was in the frozen chosen on Hill 355. They lost 150 guys in 4 days of hand to hand. So I come from a military background anyway.
Yeah, my dad was in World War II, and he came home, and when the Korea War broke out, he didn't have to go, but he did.
Yeah. Well, you got to go. I mean, you can't have commies running the world. I don't care who you are. I'm no commie, so I don't like them. I'm allowed not to like anybody. I got to
Yeah.
love them. I got to love them, but I don't have to like them. My
Yeah.
dad went over there and he lost a lot of buddies, man, and he lost a lot of buddies to stop communism. I see my old man waking up in the morning sweating. Why?
That's kind of why I have a hard on against these guys these days that they didn't go and serve their country, and I'm not putting them down for not going,
No, hey, that's
not
good.
one bit, because I fought so they wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
But because they didn't, they don't have. I feel that they don't have uh, empathy for the guys that did, or it's hard to explain. They don't look at the world like we do.
No, we're different. That's for sure. I see a lot. My family, some of them are in the military and some are in the police. And so as you don't have a lot of money and you can't afford college. That's where you go, right?
Yeah.
And it's a shame, really, because a lot of good men went and died for piss all, as far as I'm concerned. And sometimes you got to go and stop like Nazis or whatever in World War II, or the Chinese in the Korean War, or the Vietnam War. These other wars that we've had, it's like, what is going on? And then, it doesn't have the same flavor. I'll go and fight for my country. No problem. I got no problem with it. But it better be for a good reason.
Yeah.
It better be for a good reason, or I'm not going to be a happy camper. Yeah. There's always going to be bad people in the world. But which ones are the bad?
Yeah, that's what I look at. But it's
Which
the
ones are
ones that really don't look back before they move forward.
You got to look around. Yeah. I hope we don't have a war. I hope we all get together and try to save this planet. I've been trying real hard on that aspect, and it's coming along. But I'll tell you, it's like beating a dead horse.
It is.
Until Greta came along, I mean, and who is she? He was propelled by globalists anyway, but that's another story. But until she came along, there was very few people that were to get involved. I mean, you look at all the protests right now, okay? And there's a lot of protests about inequality. Black people getting hurt, and even white people, okay, and brown people, whatever. They're all earthlings to me. But
Yeah.
nobody protests. Nobody protests, Will, the 35,000 kids dying every day of malnutrition and preventable disease. Nobody protests that.
No.
The price.
what-
The price of one SUV would stop that. The price of one SUV. But no, you don't see the people out there protesting 35,000 children dying every 24 hours. It goes in and goes out. And obviously, President Trump, hey, don't get me wrong, I don't like the guy, but you know what? I like what he did when he reneged on the loot going to them people, that World Health Organization. You got 35,000 kids dying every day. Trumpy did the right thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's not my favorite person in the world, but at least he does something right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give them any money if there's 35,000 children dying every day. Why would you give them money? No, he did the right thing. It's in my books. I'm not trying to be political on your forum here or anything. I'm not even American. I guess I'm a part. My mama was there, but I just see things differently. I see it differently than other folks. But if the World Health Organization can let 35,000 children die every day, why would I give them one red penny?
Well, there's a lot of organizations that we belong to that I feel we shouldn't belong to.
Exactly. Don't give them money. Look after Americans and Canadians first. We got kids up here that go to school without a lunch, man. We got kids up here that need dental work. Why would we go somewhere else? Well, let's look after our own. And when we look after our own, we got extra. We look after others. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't agree with
A
sending
lot of that
billions
money
of
could
dollars
go
everywhere.
for health care or whatever, you know.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Busy day today. I'm putting up fences.
Billionaires and Fortune 100 companies could solve the world's problems. Tibor, you are there, right on there, buddy. They have enough dimes that they could help a lot of stuff, but they choose not to. They can't
Exactly.
figure out. They can't figure out they can only be so rich. You know, they can only buy so much stuff, and then the rest of it just sits in a bank somewhere.
Yeah. T-Board's right. And you're right. It's inequality, and that's what I think. That's what's driving this big. It's almost a civil war in the U.S. It's not quite, but it's getting there. But it's calmed down some now. Not as bad, but folks just don't going to take it no more. They're not going to
Before they
take.
get so much money, they go, "Well, it's for my family." You know, so my kid can be an asshole. You know, so his kid's
You
kid
said it, buddy.
can be an asshole.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm into permaculture. It's the quiet revolution. One person at a time gets assimilated to looking after themselves with a sustainable lifestyle. That's a pretty dangerous guy I am. Oh, yeah, I'm suppressed here because of it. The stores don't want me moving forward. I'm suppressed heavily in the municipality where I am. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you wouldn't believe it. I tried to put up advertising in the local magazine. I sent them the money. I gave them the printout. And an issue would come out. It's not in there. So I'd phone the guy up. I'm like, well, what's going on? Oh, we forgot to put it in. So another month goes by, another issue. I said, well, what's the problem now? He goes, oh, we don't want to put it in. And I had an ad to, teach you how to build a food forest. And they wouldn't put it in. I was being suppressed. If you're taking people out of the system to look after themselves, the big boys that own the big box stores, they don't like you.
No.
No. I've been suppressed for many years over it, and even the executive have told me that they're told to suppress me, and because I make friends with techs with everybody, and it's a suppression. But you know what? I kept going. I never gave up. I opened my YouTube channel and I kept going. I never gave up. My granddaddy used to throw me out the back of the boat when we were fishing when I was a kid, and I'd have a rope tied to me. And he said, never give up, Howie. And he'd boot me over the side, and I'd swim and swim and swim. I'd never give up. Yeah, and that's where it comes from. Is conditioning. Never give up and always follow your dream and always be good, because good is no problem. Bad is.
Yeah.
Takes no talent to be bad. It takes talent to be good.
It does. You have to work at it too.
Oh yeah, you're upstanding, man. And it's always fun coming on
to be a jerk. Doesn't take nothing to be a jerk,
Yeah.
Because you don't have to try real hard or anything. You're right there, Tibor. I got you pulled up there, buddy. $12 an hour, rent's $1,000. Then you've got daycare on top of that for $1,200.
Hard,
so
man.
You're
hard.
working for nothing, no matter what you try to do.
Yeah.
And that's why when I was living out there on the West Coast in Washington, I kept pushing myself out of the big cities, out farther and farther to the outskirts. By the time I got done, I was right up next to the mountains, and the money went up there, and that's when I said, I'm out of here. And that's when I came to where I live at now. And I did that because wages were $12 an hour. Rent was $1,000 minimum. And then you had to pay your daycare or whatever on top of that. My son was still in school. So what I did was I closed my eyes and I pushed on the map, and this is where I'm going.
I
That's
love
what
it.
I did. Yep.
I love
And
it.
this is where I live, and the even though I have no friends here, I don't know anybody locally. Uh, I'm happy here because I don't have to pay $1,000 for rent, and I don't have to pay $1,200 for daycare, and gas is $1.30 a gallon. So
Wow, that's cheap.
you know, I like where I live, but you know, if you live on the West Coast, the East Coast, some of these bigger cities up around the Canadian border, those wages and figures are absolutely spot on.
I was looking at a bioship. Have you ever seen those?
Bioship?
Earth
No.
Earth ship. Yeah, you build them. They're really cheap out of recycled material, and it came out today. I looked on it. It's called Bio Earth Ship, and it's pretty cool how it's positioned for the sun to heat it up, and how to run sustainably and cheap, where you don't have to. And you can build them anywhere, in the North Pole even. But it's a run for the money for these geodesic houses built with 2x4s. They're about 500 grand here in Canada to build, maybe 550,000. The Earth ship is 50,000. So I'm
Wow.
looking at it. I'm looking at moving. Perhaps I've looked at a couple areas, but I'm looking at moving out because my house is worth $1 million or so. Every house here is. So if I can buy a piece of land for cheap and throw up an Earth ship, I'm going to do it. I looked at the plans to buy it. Was $700 for the architect to look at the plans.
I just
Yeah,
wrote it down. I'm going to look into it.
yep. Earth ships, man, and they go on the angle of the sun. You know how like there's southern exposure and it always hits the glass and heats up the house. Well, what happens then is it's taken in with a piping and piped all around the house, so it's heated from the sun, and you grow your own food right inside the house. So that's got right up my alley. I like that. I'm in an old house right now from the 1950s, and I want to upgrade.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I got
Those
another
old
25
1950
years.
houses were built good, too.
Oh, this thing's built like a mine, man. You should see it. It's 20 by 20-inch timbers underneath it, and I'm like,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Oh yeah, this thing's earthquake proof. The old guy, I knew the old guy's brother that built this. He was my mentor for 25 years, and he shored it like a mine. He was an old miner, and I look at it and I'm like, wow, you don't see that at other houses. So it's right above my bunker. So it's like, yeah, this is it. Seeds and meds, Lori. Hey, no problem. Whatever you need. Hail the
Oh,
Queen of
hail
the
the
North.
Queen. Yep.
Yeah, she's a nice lady, eh? Yeah, she sure tells it the way it is. I like that. Reminds me of myself. Yeah,
Oh,
I
Jay
don't
is
mean.
in here. Hi, Jay. I didn't see you sneak in. Vanessa, too. How you doing, Vanessa? Oh, hell.
Yeah, Lori Jean, I do have an email, and but I can't. I don't want to put it up here. It's a private email, and I used to have a one that I would put up, but I took that away because you got people that are just not right in the brain sending you some pretty weird stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't mind catching up with you. Dave's got that Discord. We can go on there and chat. That I never see Dave anymore. I miss him.
He is working with his son, I guess. So,
Well, family's number one. Yep, yep, yep. But I better get going, Will.
are they hollering at you?
No, not yet. But well, actually, I just got to go check on it. This
All
is
right, Howie.
look at the food.
Oh, I know. I'm so envious of you.
Look, this is I just did this past couple days. It's all cucumbers and onions, more tomatoes, more salads, and I've been I've been growing a lot of food.
You're gonna have to figure out how to put all that on your biochip. You hear me? You're gonna have to design your biochip to hold all that food. I think he has his hearing aid on.
I better let you go, Will.
All righty, buddy.
It was nice chatting with you, and thank you kindly.
And up he goes. Anybody else that wants to come up here is more than happy to. Like I said, it's all family here, you guys. Push up another link out there in case any of you get froggy. How come you guys showed up? You always look good, Lori. My internet's not working too hot today either. I've been having problems all day. I'm doing pretty good, Lori. Thanks for asking. I've been feeling pretty good. I went to my doctor's appointment the other day, and my doctor came in the door and he looked at me and he says, "Man, you look really good. What have you been doing?" Taking care of myself. I don't think they'll blow up if they can get the laws passed, Jay. They can get the laws passed before the election. Then everything may stay kind of low. Oh, I've been trying real hard to take care of myself, Lori. If I think I'm overdoing it a little bit or whatever, I just take a break, kind of kick back, watch TV for a couple of days or whatever. It looks like I'm watching TV. I'm not really. I'm usually glued to this thing here, reading articles and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm a little better. Yeah, I'm gonna do another video. I think tomorrow, and then I got that join button on my channel now. If you look down there, uh, somewhere around where all the name and stuff is, blue, says join the channel. I have that thing there now. So when I make a video, I put it in there. Make sure that if you join my channel as a member, then you get the first chance to see the videos I put out. And then I let it sit in there usually for a couple of days, and nobody wants to watch it, then I go ahead and make it public so everybody can see it. So usually if I make a video, it doesn't come right out public. It sits around for a couple of days inside my membership thingy bobber. Oh, you gotta go, Tibor? Yeah, my internet's been kind of popping in and out too all day, Tibor. I was waiting to see how long I can make it here before I have to think about getting out of here. Oh, somebody gave me a fudge bar. Thanks for coming by, Tibor. Appreciate it, buddy. Come back when you got more time. Yeah, I'm not thinking they're going to dismantle the police department. That doesn't make much sense to me. I can see them trying to reestablish them or change them around. I don't see them dismantling them and getting rid of them. That really doesn't make too much sense to me. Thanks, Tibor. Uh-oh. All bow. All bow to the queen. How are you today, Missy?
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I can't see the chat. I can't see YouTube, so I'm going to have to rely on you, Will.
All right. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm having a great day. This morning I filmed making German potato pancakes and some glazed ham. So it's a good day.
Man. That sounds delicious.
It was really good. Like, I can't complain.
What did Jay? You think they're going to dismantle all the police departments? I don't think so.
I don't either. I can see it. Like, people are gonna say dismantle it, and they're gonna dismantle it, and then all hell's gonna break loose. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
No, it won't work.
No, I agree.
I don't even see it. Hear him saying, like, excuse me, Minneapolis is saying they're going to dismantle theirs. That will not work. I mean, I can see making changes within the department, and that would make more sense. But to tell the people that they're going to dismantle it, that's just totally wrong, because it's going to come down to it that they're not going to do that. They'll make some changes, sure, but to dismantle it and make it go away, there's no way that would work.
No, I completely agree. I think we're going to have chaos if that happens. Like, people don't realize it's just like this red dragon. People are forgetting that if we would have had done nothing, we would have been overwhelmed and our death numbers would have skyrocketed.
Yeah, you're right there, Jay. The Black Lives Matter types, they really don't care if it works or not. They just want the chaos. I totally agree.
They want free for all. That's what they want. And if they do that in the States and then they bring it up to Canada, we're hooped because we're not allowed guns. Even hunting rifles are being called in.
Yeah, it just won't work. I don't understand why Minnesota said that they were going to do that. I mean, it won't work. Even listening to the commissioners saying what they want to do in its place, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. So,
No, it
in
doesn't.
order for them to say that, just to, I guess, would be to get their name in lights or whatever, be popular. That is not fair to the people.
And I agree with that. What is going on? Sorry, I'm just trying to log into YouTube so I can see everybody's comments. Come on.
Yeah, see what Jay said. He said they should arrest the rioters for violating the social distancing. Yep, and then they should threat what they were threatening for doing before the riot started. Yep, and that would have
Mm-hmm.
stopped a lot of it right there. Yep, I agree. I mean, they need to make some changes in our legal system. I agree. They need to get that database up and running so that the bad cops can be weeded out. But to tell the
Well,
people that they're going to get rid of them, that's not right.
no, and actually, how many bad cops are there for all the good cops that are out there?
Yeah, there's a lot more good cops versus bad cops.
And what are they going to do? Like, rely on the sheriffs if there's no city police? Like, do you guys have a federal, provincial, and city police down there? It
Well,
would be
one good
stateside, I
thing about
guess.
the sheriff's department is at least those guys are elected. They're not just put in there by the city council. City council can hire and fire in the bigger cities. That's how they hire their police departments. Is the city council does the uh, interviewing and hiring,
So is it
whereas
like an
the
election
sheriffs
then? Do you,
they are all elected.
how do you get a job as a sheriff? Do you have to go out and campaign and stuff?
Yeah, basically you do.
Really?
Yeah, the deputies are hired by the sheriff, but the sheriffs are all elected.
Huh. That is different. Just in time prepping. I'm just trying to find you, Will. Um, there you are. Hey, I can see you.
Oh, hi. Having a fudgesicle.
Is that a fudgesicle or is it a Revlo?
Well, it's got ice cream inside of it, so I guess
Oh, so
it's
it's a Revlo.
got nuts in it. I'm not sure what it is. My niece handed it to me.
It's like a drumstick without the cone.
Yeah.
I just want to see the chat. There we go. I can see everybody's chat. Let's pause here. I can see myself behind. Sorry.
There.
I'm just reading Jay's comment here. Dismantle the police department with the American. So is the mayor allowed to dismantle the actual police force?
I think the city council has to do that. If I remember right, some cities may be different than others, but I know
So
the city I lived in, the city council hired the police chief, and then he did the interviewing process with the city council in order to hire the rest of the cops.
so it's not state run then or federal. It's every city is run on its own.
Yep.
So who do the sheriffs work for? Like
The
federal?
sheriffs work for the county, and then the county works for the state.
So technically it is provincial or a state.
Probably the attorney general of the state.
Jay, you really think they're going to dismantle it? Isn't Minneapolis a crime city to begin with?
Yeah, I hear what they're saying, Jay. And I don't believe that. I just don't see how they can get away with it. And if they do get away with it, then they're going to be the first, the first city to put it in place and fail because it just will not work. I mean, I've been thinking about it, and I don't see where it would work.
Are you allowed to carry guns in Minneapolis?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, everybody would be able to own them. I'm not sure if they can carry them, open carry or anything. Do you know anything about that, Jay? Do you know if they can open carry there?
I must have scared everyone in chat away.
It says we still have 6 people in here.
Oh, I got 5. So what happens if they do decide to?
Yeah, that's what they've done. They
dismantle
backed
it?
themselves into a corner.
Like, what's the worst case scenario? Do you think they'll bring it back as soon as they dismantle it in a new form, perhaps?
I don't know.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
good,
I would
Jay.
think so too about that.
If you can't have your own protection in a like major city, that is a major city, right?
Minneapolis is one of the bigger cities. I think Gray Man, he lives like north of there, and he said they have open carry where he lives.
Isn't Atlanta in Minneapolis?
Atlanta's in Georgia. Minneapolis
No,
is
Atlanta.
Minnesota.
Not Atlanta. Atlanta.
Atlanta's in Minneapolis. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I don't know. All I know is I would not want to be living there right now.
I don't think I'd want to live in a city that's going to be de-policed.
Well, the mayor, not the mayor, the chief of police in Toronto quit yesterday. He gave his notice, so it's affecting up here as well. Jay, you think there's going to be a mass migration out of the city? Where are they going to go?
Yeah, where do you think they'd go, Jay? There's nowhere for them to go.
Some of them will have family and friends and places to go, like cabins and stuff, but I can't see a huge amount of the population being able to get out of there. No, I can't see without him.
I think the attorney general will probably step in. He's the only one that can stop them.
So is he allowed to actually say no? You're not allowed to dismantle.
He can tell them that he's not going to allow them to do that.
You think that's going to happen?
I don't know. It's the only thing that can happen. I don't know if it will happen. They would have to turn the city over to the sheriff's department. If they unfund or defund, whatever you want to call it, uh, the police department, then some sort of law would have to take over. And I
I
would
would
say the
imagine
next
so.
law would be the sheriff.
But how many sheriffs, like realistically speaking, are there in Minneapolis?
I don't know.
You're already underfunded for police, right? So you think the sheriffs are funded better?
I can say one thing. I'm glad I don't live there.
Me too. But there's anarchy in Canada. So July 1st, expect a huge protest in Ottawa.
And it's only Minneapolis. They could move, I suppose, to St. Paul, which is just across the river.
Everybody on pallets going, I'm coming. I'm getting out of here.
Because they interviewed the mayor of St. Paul, and he said he wasn't debunking the police department.
I can't blame them. I honestly, if I lived in that city, I would be terrified. What I don't get, okay, I understand nobody should ever die that way or have to die that way. But that being said, people are forgetting whom he was, right? And the cop had no right to do what he did. Let's make sure they get what they deserve. But why the riots? That's just my view. I know it's probably unpopular. I guess I have common sense.
And I'm going to look for the wheel.
You gonna spin
You
it, are
got,
you?
yeah, I'm going to look for the wheel. You talk to Jay and the rest of them. You're in charge while I find it.
Hi, Jehoiadek. Jehoiadek? Is that how you say it?
It's a mouthful. Jehoiadek.
Jehoiadek. Well, Jehoiadek, you take care. God bless. And stay safe. So, Jay, what can we talk about? Oh, I really enjoyed your live stream on Monday there, Will. It was really nice. What's everybody's weather like over there? I have no idea what to talk about.
Well, you're doing okay. I'm almost there.
This is not the first time. This charge was years ago. I know it's horrible. There's no excuse for what the police officer did, and the other three cops being there, not doing anything, not saying anything, and letting it happen. I realize you lose track of time when an emergency happens or something stressful happens, but there's no excuse. There's none. Um, if he was already found guilty of brutality charges, then yeah, he should have been knocked off. That's the police force's responsibility to take care of that. Like I said, nobody should have to die that way. Yeah, and go figure about the dammers, right? I'm going to press pause on the video camera here while you do the will.
Okay, you guys pay attention. We're going to spin the wheel. I will start at the top of the page as far as the tablet will let me.
Yeah, don't do mine.
No, why not?
Because I got nothing on this channel.
Channel 4. Hold it. It's number 4.
Lucky number 4.
You just have to be in here to win, you guys. Hold on, I gotta get all the way to the top. There we go. Okay, let me get back over here. I got the tablet right here. We're gonna go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4 is Michael 58. You still in here, Michael? Try to get it all figured out here. You don't have to have anything posted, Jay. You just have to be here. Michael, are you still here? He's usually in here.
He usually is, yeah. I don't see anything. Whoa. Let's go back up to the top here. Oh,
Put
he
it
said
forward. I'm not put it forward. You don't want one of my ball caps? All right, the next one is prep for it.
Me. Not me. Peanuts.
Prep for it. Are you still here?
Oh, prep for it.
Okay, Blue 777. That's okay, Michael. Next one is Ron Neitzel.
I would wear that hat in a nanosecond.
Ron Neitzel? You're not still here, Ron? He's a night owl. He might not be here. All right, the next one is Sue Nelson. She was on break. So let's see. Tibor. Mr. Tibor, did you hook back in?
As far as I can tell, Tibor's gone, but hopefully he'll be back.
He said he was having internet problems.
Yeah. I didn't even see him jump off. I think that's when I came on.
John's Life is the next one.
It says there's only 5 in here, Will.
Yep, I see that. John's Life. Going to Howie.
Howie's gone, unless he's listening in the background.
Peanuts, peppers. All right, Jay. We found your name in here, Jay. So if you want one of my hats, Jay, you gotta send me your address and your name and your address in my email. My email's in my about section.
Okay, I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna wish everybody a good day. Take care. Keep your loved ones close. Well, I always love to see you.
All right.
Take care, everybody. God
Everybody
bless.
bow to the south. She's on her way out.
To the north. Up. Bye.
All right, Jay, just send it to me and I'll get it ordered and sent right to your house, okay, my friend? Okay, let me get rid of that wheel. There it goes. And that'll be it for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit, and we had a pretty good talk. As far as Minneapolis goes, Jay, I just don't see them being able to do anything there. However, they said even if it was going to happen, it would take them up to a year to implement it. So even if it took them up to a year to implement it, I think that somewhere along the line that the attorney general would probably step in there and stop it. That's my opinion. Okay, guys, I'm out. I spent all my minutes here. Thanks for coming. I'll be on again on Friday. See you then.